So you want to know how to live your life? One thing that you'll find in life is that nobody knows what you should do because nobody is you. In life, it takes a lot of effort to figure out what you should do. Not many people would tell you what you should do. If you truly need advice, your family members, your friends, your coworkers, they will gladly offer you their advice. And after listening to their advice, that's exactly the type of life you'll have. You'll have the same exact life as they have. But if you want to live your life differently, if you want to travel, if you want to take a break, take a gap year, if you want to talk to others, if you want to get a risky job, or if you want to just relax and just live by yourself. If you want to live a different life, you have to act different, you have to speak different, you have to be different. You can't follow what your peers did, what your family did, what your friends did. You will have to expose yourself to new experiences. You'll have to take some risks. You'll have to, show the world who you truly are. Because when you're behind a mask, the world doesn't know who you are. They will assume what you want is what everybody else wants. They want peace, comfort. They want to, live in a nice little house in a suburb. But in the end, unless you change, nothing will change for you. In life, you're the main character of your own story. So you can decide to just quit your job. You can decide to go to a random city nearby. Nobody's really stopping you. Don't hide yourself away from the world. You are the main character. There's people who want to hear your stories, and there's people who don't. What you truly want is not for somebody to tell you how to live your life. If you should go to college, or if you should buy the car that you always wanted. What you want is for somebody to tell you what you're doing is okay. What you're doing will lead to success. What you will doing is gonna lead you to riches. What you want is for somebody to validate the way you live your life. They want to tell you what you're doing is okay, it's all good. But that's not how life works. Your friends, your relatives, your parents, even maybe your lover, they don't want to tell you what to do. At best, they want to reproduce themselves in you, meaning they want you to do what they're doing because it will validate what they did. It will validate whether they made the right choices. It'll validate everything that they want to do. You'll be telling them what they want to hear instead. But deep down, you know that maybe that's not what's for you. That's not what you want out of life. In fact, maybe what your parents, your lovers, what your friends want is exactly the opposite of what you want. And that's when you'll have to make a hard decision. You'll have to tell them, no, that's not what I want from out of my life. I want to be something entirely different. I want to travel the world. I want to go just talk to random people. A gap year. So in life, you just have to take a risk. You have to take a leap. Yeah, you'll have to validate yourself. You have to tell yourself, what I'm doing, that's right. And deep down, what you know if what you're doing is correct. Deep down, if you're honest, you will know that maybe you're making a mistake as well. And you will have to act accordingly because nobody will tell you in absolute truth that what you're doing is correct. They could be jealous, or if you're making a mistake, not everybody would correct you. Some people just want to watch you burn. But you have to have faith in yourself. You have to follow through. Life is a really long journey about self-learning, and in the end, it doesn't matter whether you win or you lose. In the end of your life, you'll be thinking to yourself, I'm glad I followed through. You're gonna be thinking, I'm glad I tried, and I'm glad I failed, as long as it wasn't catastrophic, of course. In the end of your life, even if you were a winner, even if you made the right choices, you're like, man, I know what I'm doing the right thing, I followed through, I'm glad with that. But in the end, what happened already happened. Sure, you're a winner. You think to yourself, man, thank God that I actually followed through what I wanted. You know, thank God I didn't doubt myself. You know, you will think to yourself in the end, I am so glad I did not hide away my true essence from the world. I am glad I exerted myself. And that's the way you should live your life. You should exert yourself onto the world. The world wants to know who you are, but you're not giving a chance for it to know. Actually, the best thing about life, especially in the first world country, is the autonomy and the freedom it provides. The freedom to go out on a random day, to look at the stars, to look at the waves, to look at the ocean. If you show the world your true self, there will be people who will hate, but you will find that most people will actually support you for being your true self. You will be an inspiration to them, even they don't want to admit. And it is more than likely that we will fail to show our true selves over and over again. And the thing we have to do is to keep on trying. You know, we will be embarrassed to take a shot, take a video, but you should be confident enough to come back again and try. Just say, fuck it, you know, let's do it, let's record the video. For the longest time in life, before you were an adult or maybe a late teenager, you've been told to comply, you've been told to fear what others might think of you. That's what's been taught to you by your parents, by society. And in a way, they're kind of right, actually. You should fear what others think of you, but not that it impacts your life in a negative way. If listening to others makes you unhappy, makes you depressed, you might have to, you know, let your shoulders down and let it go. If you're not hurting anybody, there's no harm at all. You have to take risks. You have to risk being wrong. You have to risk being right. When you're there to make your own decisions, you have to be okay with being stupid sometimes. There's nothing wrong with being stupid. The wrong thing is being ignorant. If you don't know what you're doing is stupid, if you don't know why you're doing anything at all, that is going to cause you a lot of troubles in life. That's the Golden Gate Bridge behind me right there, but it's too dark, so I'm gonna move the camera over to the other side of the city. It looks way better over there. So in conclusion, there's a certain freedom to living out your own life. Your life will be extremely long and full of beautiful moments, but if you are always subject to somebody else, you will miss out on most of your life like that. But in the true essence, we as humans, we should always seek to improve, whether it is our job, our situation, even little by little. It's okay to leave your current job over a small promotion as long as it doesn't harm anyone around you. And you, the viewers who stuck around, I want you to thank you for watching my video. I will give you a quick look around of this beautiful area that I'm in right now. There's a city behind me. Thank you for tuning in and, you know, improve your life. Find something that you can change for the better. Have a good one. Bye.